Hey, what's up, you guys? It's good to be back. It's good to be back once again. And today we got ourselves some Shadow DLC alongside my Sonic 3 review. Now, my Sonic 3 review is going to come towards the end of this gameplay clip right here. But what I wanted to talk about was basically how I felt about the DLC in this game. Now, right now, I'll start off by saying that this was a phenomenal DLC. I see why they sort of waited for it to drop. Even though they had it complete since Shadow, dropped in the first place back in October. It works and ties in well with the release of the Sonic 3 movie, obviously. But man, did they go hard with this DLC. As you can see, I've been trying to reach my fastest point. I still have to go back into the stage because I feel like I'm missing a couple of shortcuts. I'm not trying to look up anyone else's speed runs until I have every route down packed in terms of how fast I want to execute the stage. The music in the game was basically Westopolis, bro. That remix was actually real nice because I was singing along to it and I'm like, why do I know this tune? Where is this? And it hit me. I'm like, oh, right, this is Westopolis thing. I really did feel like Shadow was moving faster in this one. Please tell me it wasn't just me, especially at the start of the stage, because usually he kind of blasts off it just didn't feel like, I don't know, it didn't feel the same. Or maybe I didn't, no, that wouldn't be quite right because I played the previous Shadow levels before this. But yeah, I just felt like he was moving significantly faster in certain sections. The camera angles in certain shots were amazing. I really feel like, once again, coming from my Sonic X Shadow Platinum video, I still feel like they have a really large grasp as to what made the Sonic games fun, as far as level design, as far as just, the concept of this of I guess how the stages. I'm saying the same thing, but I just feel like they have a bigger grasp on the gameplay for from Sonic Unleashed to Sonic Generations. Frontiers, they tiptoed in terms of not making anyone pissed off, but here I feel like if they continue this route when coming back to the boost formula, this was amazing. There were also some special stages as well. There was the Act 1, and then there were two different challenges. The first challenge, I believe, I think you had to pop a certain number of balloons. Correct me if I'm wrong. And then the second one, you had to collect a certain amount of rings before you reach the end. And I included that gameplay in here instead of the balloon popping one, because the balloon popping one was just a little. It wasn't as, I don't know, epic as the ring collecting one. Man, also the results screen, come on, bro. He was doing the most, but at the same time, it was like, yo, this man is cool. This man is top-notch edgy. This is Shadow at his core. Obviously, it wasn't the continuation of the actual movie. It was just him jumping into the world of Sonic 3 and then coming back to the regular Sonic X generation. Hence why the level shows up after you do the first stage, which is Space Colony Arc. But yeah, man, I really enjoyed that DLC. If they make another one, I'm gonna buy that one separately too. But for now, I think it's time for us to talk about the best movie of all time. I think it's time to talk about the greatest movie of all time. The most fantastic, amazing Sonic 3. Because it makes people do this when they get home from the movie.
Maria. 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 Maria.
But that's really how that movie made me feel when I came back home. So, all right, let's start from the top in terms of introductions. Now, I'll try to leave out some extra spoilers, but it's gonna be really hard to when I talk about what really made the movie pop. So right off the bat, they bring in your boy Shadow. I don't know if that's really spoilers, but I mean, if that's spoilers, that's where have you been, under a rock or something? What do you think they were gonna do? But they started off like that to sort of give him coming in the same way that Sonic 2 left out. As far as the comedy, the comedy was just times 10 this time. There were some jokes that were kind of like, all right, stop it, we get it. This is modern times, we get it. But like at its core of how these characters are, from even the humans did such a great job, you know. Tom and his wife, they did pretty good. I love the fact that they couldn't wait to regroup back with, the Sonic team and do catastrophic events and save the world. They couldn't wait because it was just like, things were getting boring. When you guys see the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. But the dynamic of the characters between, Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails, like they really went hard with these three are a team in this movie. They did not hold back. And then Shadow's storyline, I'm not gonna lie, the Maria and the Shadow thing was a little cringe, but it was cute. It was adorable, They had Shadow sort of, him showing his soft side or his friendly side and the things that he actually was worried about. There is something in there that sort of pinpointed that Doom, the guy, the Shadow's father, basically, that basically showed that he might be coming in. Who knows? Because where Shadow came from and where he, I ain't gonna say but there was basically a meteor that came down and Shadow was in it, and the design of it really looked Doom-esque. So, who knows? The music in that movie was phenomenal. There is a Child Garden in here too, kinda, sorta. But man, that Gerald Robotnik dude, bro, and then the Gerald Robotnik, and then you had Ivo Robotnik. These, Ivo, this is our Eggman, basically. You guys know who that is. And then the granddad, bro, I'm so glad they chose Jim Carrey, bro. I'm so glad, because he really landed the comical / goofy side of Eggman so nice and well. And he was able to distinguish the two in terms of who was more serious and who was more goofy. And then how Gerald sort of utilized the relationship between his grandson and knowing that was important to him, and like using him in the end, like that was dope, man. And it sort of brought out the evil, the true evil side of, Robotnik. And then he also, I don't know if they're really gonna start working towards how the comics are, but like when he started saying that, we come from a really, let's say splendid or spectacular bloodline of really talented people. That's basically what Gerald Robotnik was saying. Like, we come from a bloodline. And if you know about the comics of Sonic, like there are like a lot more of them, but they're like a race almost. But I don't think they'll take it that far. We don't know. But like that final scene, bro. If you have not seen the movie yet, click away. We got the battle, bro. Oh, my phone fell. But we got the battle, you guys. BioLizard just wasn't there. But like, BioLizard was supposedly, he was just a beam getting ready to destroy the planet. It just was missing that. But man, bro, I cannot wait for the next installment. They introduced Amy too. I already said spoilers, so if you're here and you didn't know that, like, please leave if you don't want to know anything else. And then Metal Sonic, bro. This means that Sonic CD might actually come into play. That might actually be a thing. Now, how are they going to do this exactly? I don't know if at the end when he was racing against the three, if he went back in time and also to a different state. I don't know. And then it's like, who created Metal Sonic? Because, Robotnik is the one that creates Metal Sonic. So it's like, did Gerald Robotnik create something similar to Sonic before he, left the planet, left the world, basically? Or did Ivo Robotnik always have something up his sleeve while he was hiding? Because you remember, he always has that string of his hair, that quill, if you will. And how he probably designed Metal Sonic might be in play. But everybody was more excited about the fact that Amy was like there. Like, even my little sister, she was like, oh my God, they got Amy in here. This is so cool. But like, bro, to me, that movie is like a 12 out of 10 for me, bro. 12 out of 10. Sonic 2 was a 10 out of 10. Sonic 1 was about like to me, about a 7.5, 8 out of 10. But this one, they did exactly what we needed to do. But that's my short review of the movie, you guys. I hope you liked the little intro, the little goofy intro I had right there, sort of, kind of. But I'm gonna need more equipment to do more special effects of the things that I actually want to make it look like. But for now, we gotta stick with the basics until we up our equipment and our gear and our camera on top of that. My camera is absolutely trash. I can only imagine how it sounds. But all right, you guys, peace out.